Hi, everybody. How can we make English learning fun and so they get working knowledge, so they participate, they are really into it, interested, they get working knowledge. So it comes when it will sometimes, the teaching moment they talk about. So I'm going to show some things that we tried in Thailand and Korea and China and Japan, teaching English as a foreign language. So one possibility is this. Putting it in the native language. Lexis, to make it a little easy to start with. So I could try this one. Hi, how are you? In the Thai language, Sawadee Krap. Sabadi Ru. How are you, Mr. Tiger? Oh, great. Woo. Okay, yeah, they want props sometimes too. So that's one example of Lexis introducing the new vocabulary. For training in Korea, we did this. Idea, reason, example. Idea, reason, example. I can start out a class showing this to the students, and they would see the Thai writing and the sound written in English letters. So for this idea, Kwam Keat, the reason, they can see here, example, etupi, but actually Google sometimes does not have the exact pronunciation according to my Thai wife. But so this one, example, Doyang, that doesn't look like Doyang, it's like Tatsiyang sort of. So you would need to double check on this. And some of the Google stuff does have the pronunciation clearly done. So this is what we used as a general theme for teacher training, idea, reason, example. I like movies because they are funny or fun or exciting. And I saw Titanic with my friend, example. So like writing, thinking, reasoning, whatever, for thinking structure kind of thing, you can use this. So along with that, we sometimes would show this. Survey, question, read, recite, review. So here you can see the Thai letters from Google, Thai English to Thai translation. Again, the sound isn't always great. My wife did correct me on this a little bit. It would be Samruat, some survey, look over the book, look over the story, the index, the table of contents, and everything. And question, Kamtam, I have a question. Kamtam me, I have a question. Okay, so then you can say, read it. An Nansu, Thai language would be An Nansu, read a book, An Nansu. So read slow for math, medium for history, read fast for newspaper. There's ways to get your speed up, looking between the lines and keeping your eyes moving. There's different techniques for efficient reading too you can read about. There's a book, Context, Cover to Cover by Oxford University on reading techniques about scanning and skimming and paraphrasing and summarizing and all that. Okay, then recite, tong, 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 say it again. I read that page, what was the idea of that page? I just don't keep going on mechanically, not assimilating it. Okay, and then last you review. Tok duan, I believe is a sound, tok duan on these. Review maybe after one day, after 1 week, after 1 month, after 1 semester, after 1 year. Whatever it takes to make it permanent, working knowledge, so you get the best scores on the test, for example, or get the best working knowledge for the job. So it becomes, second nature, maybe, working knowledge, so forth. Okay, that was some of the basic techniques we got there. Okay, well, another main point was about this. Do not say, do you understand? Put the student on the spot. Make them feel funny if they don't have an answer. Is it clear? That way it's more like you're on you to make it clear, understood. Is it clear? Don't so in Thai language it would be chap gang mai, with these letters. And so you can do your lessons, all your lessons, with this kind of idea of lexicing in the foreign language. Some places might not want it, but I think you can get it in there when you can, when it seems right. Okay, so now I'm going to get on. We did games. It was big on games. So I'm going to show you a bunch of the games. The book commonly was this for like the children. Let's Go, University Press. I would do the CD with the songs of the cassette, actually, in the day. So it has songs, exercises. This is a really standard, world standard for children up to age 13 or so. And then this, every country, Thailand, Japan, Korea, China, they use the interchange. It's really solid, and it's Cambridge University Press, big name. And this would be the intro. There's 4 of them. And it has a CD, comes with it, the CD, and you have pictures, exercises, very, very well laid out and colorful and interesting, all kinds of group activities. What we use with group work commonly, a table with 4 to 6 kids, move their desks and the tables, 4 to 6 kids around the table. And then the first thing would be something like make a name tag. So they could just make a little pyramid like this, get a paper, fold it in thirds, and put it on their desk like this. So every student would have their name on the desk. So for the introduction days, the teacher would see their name, their friends would see their name, and then you could play the name game to start with after a little bit of introduction by the teacher. So the first student said, this is Mary, I'm Tim. Mary says, this is Tim, this is Jim, I'm Mary, and they go around the table, better remember, say all the names. It's a little game. And then you can shake hands, show them California handshakes, and bump hands, go through a bunch of different handshakes to be funny. And that would be the way to start a class. Of course, you're going to want to get there early, 15 minutes, write the lesson plan, the objectives, the materials, the activities on the board, and then the homework, and whatever sentences or words you're going to introduce have them started out writing on the board already, but then you have to maybe do some more writing. Should be 20% teacher talk time at most. Okay, so another game. Well, here's my little airplane. I would show them how to make this airplane. It's real easy. It's from the Boy Scouts. Boom, it flies really great, better than normal. And they could name it the Fly Me Airline or the Sky Me Airline. They could write their name on it. This is an end game at the end of class. Commonly, a class could be ended. Use this game every time for any class, every kind of class, every book, any level. I call it English Olympics. It's very simple. You write a sentence from the lesson, as you can see here, with some letters missing, called closure. You fill in the missing letters. So this would be, excuse me, where is the lunchroom? When do you eat dinner? So this is from I think Let's Go 3 or 4, and then you have teams. And so like here I show on the board, the teacher would write this A, B, C, D, the 4 teams, and write a little tick mark when somebody gets the first one to finish writing the correct thing. So you have your teams come to the board, 1 member, each turn. You have several of these papers made out, so you can give everybody gets a chance. And the first one to finish gets 4 points, and the next one 3 points, next one 2 and 1 for the 4 teams. So you got to kind of be on your toes, get the scores down when they're doing this. I would advise not having them. Originally, this game was taught they had to run to the board, but they got a little messy doing that. So just have them. And you can start out standing at the board and doing this. Okay, so I would end the class with a song always, kind of universally liked. This was a common song. You actually at YouTube, you can go to Todd STEM, T-O-D-D. My name's Todd. My name is Todd, T-O-D-D. I was a teacher. I'm from California, about 15 years, university 10, other schools 5 years, in Korea and Thailand, China, Japan 1 year. So this is a song Todd STEM, the song is done at a movie conference, Movies for Research. And I'd be just going like, I give everybody a copy of the song, or maybe just write it on the board if that's what it takes that day. I just play the song. Everybody's fishing. Everybody's fishing. Everybody's fishing. Here I go fishing too. So you can do any song you want with your guitar, your piano, whatever you play, and get it off of YouTube and a recorder or a CD or a cassette. Hand out the lyrics, and always try to end the class with a song. And the game first, and then the song. So some other games. For example, we use these cards like this. Bunch of cards, a word story. Word story, for example, this one just says help, they just have a word on the back, and there's different games you can play with these. Make your own. One is slap. You put them down on the table, and you have your team standing around, and you say a word, and the first one to whack the word, you can give them a stick or a fly swatter. First one to hit the word wins the point for their team. You can have charades. You can have them try to act out the word. There's many games you can play, make up your own. Those are two main ones to use these word cards, these word cards. They can draw their name, you get a little artistic, or they can draw an advertisement for their own business, something like that. Hangman, there's a variation of hangman where you just you fill in a certain number of blanks that are in the word, a letter. It's a variation. It's a little easier version to play from that. The English Olympics, I showed you the charade. Chinese whispers, well, you give them a sentence, oh, it's very hot today. And the first student whispers to his friend next to him very quietly, so nobody can hear that sentence. And then it goes around the class, and they always get it wrong. So it's funny for them to see how the English gets lost in translation. But those are just some basic, there's so many more, but those are some of the basics that are easy and fun to use through the years there in Korea and so forth. This one actually came from the English training camp too in Korea, forest animal bingo. So everybody gets a card like this, and then there's a bunch of cards like this, and you just hold up the cards, different animals, and they check off on their paper, a felt pen if they have that one. It's just bingo, basically. But it's animal, gives them a little vocabulary and pictures of the animals. And this is the interchange book again for every form. Well, I mean, the introduction, and there's 1, 2, and 3. Very, very clean and useful. Hi, my name is Michael Parker. I'm Mr. Tiger. Oh, nice to meet you, Mr. Tiger. Please don't eat me right now. Okay, well, nice to meet you too. Oh, nice to meet me 3. So the tiger can be funny, any kind of prop you can use. Okay, those are some ideas, just basics. Of course, hopefully you'll make up your own too. So thank you very much. I'm Todd Said, T-S-A-E-D. You can find the videos on YouTube. You can find the research on movies at academia, academia.edu, and the research for teaching English with movies. And there's a book at amazon.com, the TEFL manual by Theodore Sade, 400-page book on everything, the grammar, and it's a serious manual. And then there's another science fiction book, Sexual Tennis for Yogis, a humorous science fiction novel about the perfect society in the future. And there's one other, Mrs. Fox and Mr. Rabbit Save the World, about two animals in Thailand that learn to talk and preach vegetarianism to the people with the Buddhist monks, because Thailand is 95% Buddhist and California is tending to go vegetarian since about 75 anyhow. So anyhow, that's just some ideas there. Theodore Jerome Sade III is my real name. So at amazon.com, you'll find some of that in the resource papers. Thank you very much for your time. I hope this is somewhat useful. It's just an introduction, and there's limitless possibilities. Every student is precious. And I'm just going to try to do the best possible for them